Assessing the Tinetti Balance Assessment Tool. The first test we will be assessing is the sitting balance, in which we will see if our patient is able to steadily and safely sit on a chair. As we can see, our patient is sitting in our chair, is steadily sitting down in the chair, which then totals to 1 point. The next assessment will be rising from the chair. While testing the rising from the chair, we are able to test the attempts to rise, immediate standing balance, and standing balance. As he rises from the chair, we are able to see that he is able to rise with the use of his arms to help, which then totals to a point of 1. As he is attempting to rise, he rises steadily in 1 attempt, which equals to a total point of 2. After standing, we wait for 5 seconds. As you can tell, he is very unsteady, staggers, moves his feet, and sways, which means he is not easily supported, which then totals to a total of 0 points. As we see his standing balance, he is steady but has a wide stand and is using support, which totals to 1. In the next test, we will be testing his balance by nudging him on his shoulders and the chest.
Wait.
We determine that he staggers but grabs and catches himself easily, which then totals to 1 point. After this, we ask the patient to close his eyes. He is very steady while keeping his eyes closed, which then totals to 1 point. With his eyes closed, we ask the patient to turn around 360 degrees. He has continuous steps, which turns to 1 point, but is unsteady and grabs and staggers, which totals to 0 points. After turning 360 degrees, we ask the patient to sit down. While the patient is sitting down, he uses his arms and is not sitting down in a smooth motion, which then totals out to 1 point. In total, in the balance section, we can determine that the patient now has 12 out of 16 points. The next assessment would be the gait section, in which we would be able to test how the patient is walking through the indication of gait. We will be testing his step length and height, foot clearance, step symmetry, step continuity, path, trunk, and walking time. While testing this, we see that the patient has no hesitancy after being told go, which totals to step 2 of 1. His step length and height are step 2, which equals 0. Foot clearance is a total of 2 points, which means his left foot and right foot clear the floor. His step symmetry would be a 0. His right and left foot step length are not equal. Step continuity would be a 1. His steps appear continuous. His path is mild and moderate deviation or uses with aid. Without aid, which then totals to 2 points. As he is walking, we notice his trunk, which is no sway but flex. His knees are back. No, without any aid, which then totals to 2 points. His walking time, his heels are apart the majority of the time, which totals to a total of 0 points. In total, his gait score is 8 points. In his total balance would be 16 out of 28 points. In the Tinetti tool score, his risk of falls are high because they are less than 18.